Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday and welcome back to the second in-depth candle review of the day. If you missed it, I already shared my review of the Kringle Spellbound Hexes on My Ex's fragrance. I will link that video in the description box down below. Feel free to check that out if you are interested in purchasing that and you want a little bit more information on it. In this video, we are going to be talking about another one of the Spellbound collection candles. This is Guardian's Vigil. I shared in the first video that I am going to be finishing up the remainder of my both fall and Halloween candle reviews from Kringle here in the next week or two. I do already have the holiday or Christmas candles in my possession, but I don't want to share my thoughts on Christmas before I even finish up these fall and Halloween candle reviews. So I'm just making a little bit of a commitment to myself to finishing these in-depth reviews up first before moving on to holiday content. So today you will be seeing the remainder of the Spellbound collection candles, and then early next week will be the last of the fall and Halloween Kringle Classic jars, because I think there's only 2 or 3 fragrances from both of those collections that I still need to review. So anyway, thank you guys for bearing with me as I've been trying to get these videos out. I feel like I was uploading a lot of home fragrance content, but I still was not getting these out as quickly as I think people were maybe kind of hoping for. So my apologies, but we will be finishing these up here very shortly. And then I guess we'll move on to Christmas already because yeah, it's not even October yet. Anyway, let's dig into Guardian's Vigil here. Again, I'll put a link to where you can shop with Kringle Candle as well as a affiliate discount code in the description box. That'll save you 15% if you want to pick this or anything else up from Kringle. It doesn't work with certain sale items, but sometimes it will. I don't know. It's worth plugging in to see if you can save yourself a little bit of money. Also, don't forget if you have rewards points, you can use those as well. All right, Guardian's Vigil, a safe haven of soft cedar wood infused with spiced patchouli, garnished with tender lavender, warm cardamom, and fresh pine. The stone in here, by the way, that was embedded into the wax was amethyst. Once again, I popped all of the stones out of the wax and put them into a little jar. But you can leave the stones in, and essentially as you burn the candle, they will just fall to the bottom of the wax pool. So the top notes here are patchouli and spice. The mid notes are fir, resin, and herbal. And then the base is amber and green. Okay, this is one of those fragrances that I do think is a true kind of slight, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a spooky scent. I was gonna say slightly spooky, but I don't know. I feel like anytime that I smell anything that has like a smoky or kind of a heavy patchouli component to it, in my eyes, that kind of automatically lends itself to being a nice Halloween fragrance option. And that's really what this fragrance is. It has a nice kind of smokiness to it. It has that beautiful patchouli. It has the amber. It has that fir resin. This is a really nicely balanced fragrance. And as someone who typically doesn't naturally gravitate towards these types of scents, like, I can really appreciate this one for, you know, the overall complexity of it and just how smooth it is. It's a very kind of smooth, spooky kind of fragrance. First of all, I definitely get a like tree type note in this one. I guess it could be cedar wood. I don't know. It's just kind of a little bit of a generic, I would say, tree note actually more than anything else. What I really kind of focus on a little bit more here actually is the patchouli and the amber. At least that's what my nose like wants to go towards. The cedar wood or like woody note that I'm smelling does have a slight like charred quality to it. So you do get a little bit of that smokiness from that. But then that perfumey patchouli and again, that resinous amber come in and they just add this really interesting depth to the fragrance. This is nice, you guys. And again, I don't typically like these types of fragrances, but I've really enjoyed burning this one. Not so much inside. I will admit that I have burned this outside several times. It actually pairs really well with Spirit's Call, which I've also been burning outside a little bit more over the last couple of weeks. And I don't know, I think those two pair really well together. And the tree note that you get in this fragrance, that touch of spice, that little bit of the like green that kind of sneaks in at the end. It's kind of like a leafy green, if you will. This just all blends together to be a really great, I think, Halloween fragrance. It is a deeper scent. It does have a healthy dose of patchouli. It isn't that really dirty patchouli note that I don't personally love. It's a little bit more of a perfumey patchouli. But listen, if you don't like patchouli at all, I would skip this one because I do think that it is a large enough like part of this fragrance to where if you're sensitive to it, it's probably gonna bug you, so skip it. But if you can handle it, I think you might actually really enjoy it in this fragrance. I know that I do. Overall, I think basically most of these fragrance notes that are listed are quite noticeable. Lavender, no. The cardamom, yes. I mean, the cardamom is the spice note that you are smelling in here. You don't really get any other types of spices. It's not like there's any nutmeg in here. There's no cinnamon. There's no allspice, you know, anything like that. It really just is the cardamom for the most part. Herbal, I guess I would say that maybe there's not much in the way of an herbal component here for me. I think I smell more of that leafy green note in here than I do anything herbal. So I don't know. For me, I like this one. It's not in my usual wheelhouse. Is it one where I would hoard it? No. But am I going to be gifting it away? No. I'm going to be finishing this one up outside in the backyard with Spirit's Call as its like little companion fragrance. I just really like the way those two smell together, and on the nights where it has finally like cooled down a little bit here as we get further into September, this has just been a lovely duo to have on hand when we are enjoying the fireplace in our backyard. I just really like the way that this combines with the actual smoky smell of our fireplace. It just, I don't know, kind of smells cozy in a way. In a weird way that typically is not cozy to my nose. But anyway, for what it's worth, I really like this scent. I think it's nice. Strength and throw are also quite good. The strength I'm going to put at a pretty solid 7. The throw I would also put at right around like probably a little bit higher than a 7 even. I don't know. This is one where maybe it's because I'm a little more sensitive to it because it's not in my usual wheelhouse. But I feel like I can smell this one throughout most of the downstairs when I have burned it inside. So yeah, I think it's a potent fragrance. It will travel, and the burn has been good. I'll show you guys the overhead shot again. Just like I said with the hexes on my ex's fragrance, I think not adding the colors to the wax here really is helping these country candle jars burn a whole lot better. I think the burn is probably the cleanest that I've ever had out of a country candle jar, even after they have moved over to the soy and have made some tweaks to the soy. I just think not adding the colorants to the wax here was a really good choice. It's just helping with the overall burn quality immensely. And I would say that maybe I would rather see the jars be colored versus the wax be colored. So I would love to know how you guys feel about that. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. But let's take a quick peek at the top here so that you guys can see. I was able to get most of the stones out of this one, so any of those little dark things that you are seeing in the bottom of the wax would be just some carbon balls that fell into the wax. But you can see here, this is a really super clean burn. No issues with these wicks. I just trim them ever so slightly before the start of each burn, and I have had zero issues with these. So listen, if you find any fragrances in this particular collection that appeal to you, I think they're totally worth picking up. Make sure, obviously, that the fragrance notes are what you're looking for, but the performance has been great on these. So zero complaints there. Let me know your thoughts on Guardians Vigil in the comments down below. I really appreciate you guys being here. There are, what is it, either 2 or 3 more? I think I had 5 total. There's 3 more reviews coming, so stay tuned. I appreciate you being here. Subscribe if you're new, and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.